the devastation is just unmanageable. We are on County Road 191. I'm going to pop up Sky Map for you, our exclusive technology here, pinpointing exactly where we're at least one person has died in these storms, and we do see a lot of police presence on this road here. And I'm going to just kind of show you the path of destruction here. You can see it scattered all over the place for miles and miles, and we're talking dozens of homes impacted by these storms that rolled through, you know, the Alvin Pearland area just south of here. We haven't made it to Liverpool yet, but that's where the activity reportedly started. And again, there are just so many homes that we're seeing right now here that have been damaged, and it's just so hard to look at. Really praying and hoping, you know, for, you know, obviously no more deaths other than that one. But as we zoom in here, you can see people already starting to prepare, or, you know, to put the roof, the tarps all over the roofs and stuff. We actually saw somebody with a bulldozer as well. So people already getting to it to try to, you know, get back, try to put together everything. So, but right now, just so hard. Look at that, you know, completely gone. We saw a barn completely leveled. And again, it's just so hard to look, and you really feel for everybody in this area. Elise?
Tammy, and it looks like some of these structures, as you mentioned, there's a variety of structures out there. You have some of those manufactured homes, those mobile homes, but also, as you mentioned, what looked like a well-built structure or home, barns. And in just analyzing some of this with my expertise when talking about the kinds of severe weather and damage you can see, you also see how in some ways it's slightly random. Some homes are untouched, then there are others that look like a bomb went off that are just completely leveled. So that is a sign to me that this is definitely a tornado we're talking about, with how some of the roofs are impacted, some of the homes and structures are impacted. And then I think one of the eeriest things that you were showing us earlier, Tammy, is that we're seeing debris in trees, shrapnel, pieces of homes, pieces of people's lives just scattered across fields, across streets, tangled up in trees, just a wide scope. And look at how much damage there is. Potentially goes on for miles. Tammy, tell me, explain to me some of the things that you've been seeing today when you're talking about some of these damages to structures like that one. It looks like a warehouse or a potential storage facility there.
Yeah, and you know, corner of that roof totally toppled combined. I've been covering you know, tornadoes and storms for a lot of years, and we can clearly see the path of what looks like to me a tornado. You know, when it's storm and wind damage, the debris is kind of just scattered all over this place. This we can kind of see where, you know, possibly the tornado took, the path that it took, and you know, the level of the high winds ripping off, you know, so many roofs, you know, toppling RVs literally like they're toys, you know, so you know the wind gusts very high. And again, just all in this area, Alvin Pearland, so many homes touched by this. But like you said, then there's a few homes that aren't, but you can clearly see where the path is. We were over the Walt Disney Elementary School, you know, and that just broke my heart, seeing a hole in the back of the building and the roof completely blown off. And then across the street, there was another home. And, you know, I just, again, you know, your heart drops and breaks for that. Luckily, you know, school not in session, you know, happening during the weekend, but still just so many people impacted. But they're already up cleaning the debris, trying to put their, you know, lives back together here and pick up as much as they can. But just the devastation is just unreal.
No wonder with this particular storm that went through, we're talking about the storm that went south of I-10 through Brazoria, Galveston, and even Chambers County. No wonder we were seeing a debris signature on radar that was so high in the sky. You can see the debris just scattered. And to your point, Tammy, it seems like the debris field is so well defined in that linear shape. And the debris is not trees all toppled in one direction. It's tree damage, home damage. It's pieces of people's lives, like it was all put in a blender and then spread across this area here near Alvin. So that's definitely a telltale sign to us that this was a tornado. One of the several days this week when we had severe weather in the area, there is a great view from SkyEye of the kind of damage we're talking about. And Tammy, I know you're very, very busy. Are there any other areas you're going to survey today? As we know, so many people were impacted by severe weather today.
Yeah, our next stop will be Liverpool. That is where I believe you guys first spotted tornadic activity, and then moved up towards the north, the Alvin, Pearland area. And again, then we also, checked out where that elementary school was, just north of here as well. So yeah, our next stop is going to be Liverpool, where we heard several homes, completely leveled there. So again, we will continue to move on there and just to see. But right here, I mean, it's just so heartbreaking to look at all of these homes destroyed, and also vehicles and RVs, and just so sad. And again, we have a lot of police presence here on the County Road 191 and County Road 191A. Again, sadly, at least one person has died after these storms rolled through. Elise?
Thank you so much, Tammy. We will let you go as you have several areas to get to in SkyEye today. Thank you so much for your reporting. Back here in studio in the Weather Center, as you saw, we had a double box there with some of the damage reports, the tornado reports, and the hail reports from today. If we want to take that in a big picture real quick, just to kind of pinpoint some of those areas, max 1 full if it's possible, but it shows you which regions we're talking about that saw potentially those storms that produced tornadoes today. Again, there was that one lived long track, potentially supercell that moved through Brazoria County, through Galveston County, and then into Chambers County. Potentially the same tornado produced all this damage. Of course, the National Weather Service will be surveying all of these areas over the next few days to pinpoint exactly what happened. Then there was that other cell that went through Katy, just north of Katy, into Cypress, Jersey Village, that potentially produced a tornado. And then another one in Montgomery County that went north closer to Cleveland, in northern Liberty County, that also potentially produced a tornado. So far, 7 reports of tornadoes today here in southeast Texas, as well as some hail and some gusty winds. When it's safe to do so, please continue to send us your storm reports, your photos, your videos. We are collecting all of that here, and are also sharing that with the National Weather Service. But also, please stay out of areas that might have been impacted by tornadoes today. We do not want to put you in harm's way, and we want to be able to make sure the first responders can do their job in helping those who were unfortunately impacted by today's severe weather, strong thunderstorms, and tornadoes. We're going to have the latest for you coming up tonight. Of course, after football, it's a big day of college games here on ABC 13. We'll have more later in our newscast. And throughout the evening, we'll be having several cut-ins as well on ABC 13. So thank you for joining us for this quick streaming break. The first look at damage after the powerful thunderstorms rolled through southeast Texas today on Saturday, December 28th, 2024. I'm meteorologist Elise Smith. Hope you all have a lovely evening. The severe weather is rolling out, and we're in for a quiet night and a quiet rest of the weekend.